Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Talking Shit. It's your boy, the Sophisticated Jerk, and the Manic Genius. And today,
Yo,
another Reddit response. Sorry, Manic, you ready to cook, man? You
always ready to cook. I'm like a chef out here. These
the
culinary
Bobby
masterpieces.
Flay.
Cooking right now. I'm just getting prepared.
All right, let me pull this up. So let me know when you're ready.
All right, all right. It's gotta go into focus. There we go. It's in focus now. Or maybe I need glasses.
Yeah, we getting
I,
older
I,
shit.
I can see it now. Okay. This is a 36-year-old male. His wife is 34. My wife got pregnant by a sperm donor against my wishes. Do I raise the child? Mm.
Mm.
Already. That's a lot to take in. How does this even happen? My wife and I have been married for 8 years. We dated for a few years before getting married. We were in school for the first few years of our marriage. After finishing school, we tried to have kids, but it did not work. My sperm was tested, and my motility and morphology were at the low end. Low T. No, I'm just playing. We tried IUI 3 times and then we tried a round of IVF, which did not work. She was upset and worried about running out of time to have a child. My wife told me she wanted to use a donor. I said I was opposed to it. She went ahead and did it anyway. And on the second try, it worked. Now I feel conflicted. I do not want to raise a kid that is not mine. I wanted to try to keep having kids together. Should I stay with her and raise the child? Is it fair for me to ask her to get an abortion and continue to try to have kids with me? Whoa,
Damn.
that
All
is a
right.
lot to take in.
Okay. Let me
Okay, okay,
all
okay.
right. All right. So Manic, should he stay and raise the child?
Love how you go to me first with this one. Uh, he needs to leave his wife and file for infidelity because she cheated on him and take half her shit.
Yeah, that's weird. I wonder if it could be classified because it's definitely not your kid. So yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
might I
not.
might have to go that approach. That's kind of clever, man. Damn, like
No, but man, this speaks to so much more than what he's asking. Um, the fact that his woman was not patient to work with him, speaks volumes. I would you know, I think marriage is, a sacred thing.
yeah,
So I feel like it's like I don't want to be like too biblical, but I mean he goes God, man, wife, and then kids. So it's like if you as the husband, the man, you know, wanted to continue to try, I call me cheesy or old school, but I would have been like, hey, y'all just gotta pray about it, you know, you know, start doing things better, get yourself right with the Lord, and the blessing will happen, if it's meant to happen, you know. But when you kind of take things outside of that and uh man, and go with a sperm donor, like did I have so many questions for this guy, like, or for the wife, like, did you get a sperm donor that like looks anywhere remotely like? Because I mean, if her man is like, a redheaded white dude, then she got she like
yeah.
got a
She
black
she
dude
get us.
recording roles.
Yeah. Or a Puerto Rican cat, like got my man out here looking foolish and stuff.
Yeah. Did you at least even try? Because I mean, I mean that could be a little bit easier to stomach. Um, yeah, definitely raising a child, you know, takes two people to be on the same accord. And like even if he stays on and if he's not happy with the situation, it's just going to be a terrible and miserable situation for everybody involved, including the poor innocent kid who didn't ask to be here. So I would honestly throw the question back at him and say, could you love this child, even if it's not yours? And if you love kids and you could, then I'd say, definitely get some counseling, find a good church, uh, and stick it through. But, the levels of disrespect that your wife did, it's only going to get worse. And, this is an opportunity for you to like, prevent yourself from like a future of terror. Cause like the level of disrespect for her saying, no, I'm taking things in my own hands and like
Yeah.
taking you out of the like, it shows she does not listen to you. It shows that she does not respect you. And how are you going to be a father, and even a husband moving forward to with a wife that is just blatantly disrespectful? Because raising a child is not a singular thing, especially when you're in a marriage. Like you both will have to be on the same accord. And if she's overriding you on such a big, on the initial process, it's like, yeah, bro, it's unfortunate, that you have to. Hey, I'm just gonna give my advice. I'll walk away from this shit here. Yeah, I'm getting a
Yeah.
divorce straight up, straight up, because like, there's nothing good that's gonna come from this. Like, she's gonna disrespect the hell out of you if you stay. Like, the disrespect is gonna become. If you thought it was intolerable now or like not in the greatest space, it's just going to get worse, bro. Like, could you imagine him trying to like discipline the kid and then her like, oh, you don't have to listen to your dad, you know? Or you trying to teach your son a lesson or your son or daughter a lesson. And then she's like, oh, you don't got to do that. Like, it's going to be tough. And, you could walk away from this situation and no one's going to look at you like the bad guy. They're going to look at
Yeah.
her like, oh, you cheated, you know?
Pretty much.
You got this kid that don't look nothing like your husband or that's not your husband's, you know.
Well, let me go ahead and jump in real quick. So, should I stay with her and raise a child? Manning did a good job outlining a lot of
He
stuff,
said
and I'm
lying.
definitely gonna say, hell no.
He said Meg did a good job at lying. I mean outlining. I caught that, a little Freudian slip.
I meant outline because you did like man because like for somebody to make a move on a major decision like this, like not give you the opportunity to try some other times and just be like, you know what, damn that, man, like you said, it's hella disrespectful because maybe after you tried a couple of times, he wouldn't have been like, all right, man, get somebody like maybe my dad or my brother that got like
Yeah.
similar genetics where it's like close enough, or a cousin,
Mm,
something where
that's a good point.
it's not some random person, like you said, man, where it could have lined up better and he would have, felt comfortable with that to raise the child with you. But even if he wanted to stay, like you said, I think subconsciously, man, a lot of people would have that resentment towards the kid and stuff like that, be a
Yeah.
little detached. And it's just like, man, you got to, when kids are around, man, I take that real serious. Like, you got to be all in or get off. So it's just like, if you're even questioning it right now, and, the second question was like, where would it be fair for me to ask to get an AB or to continue to try to have kids? If you're asking stuff that powerful, yeah, you need to just go. Cause
Yeah.
I would never ask nobody to do that.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Especially when they already went forward and, got the treatments and is pregnant.
Yeah,
I'm
they were
like,
trying.
you know what? Yeah. So this is something serious for her too, where she went that path, even though it's wrong. But it's just like at this point, man, you just need to look at it and be like, hey, she, like you said, you're not at fault because she's the one that went forward on that decision. So it's just like, hey, cut ties. And if you still feel that strong about having kids, man, there's female that have kids that or something like that, or adopt,
Hmm.
but don't stay with somebody that, like you said, that undercut you like that without, taking anything you want into consideration. Cause yeah,
Yeah.
like you said, when the kid starts getting of age and you try to chime in, they might even give you like this, you ain't my daddy type stuff. So
Yeah. He's
yeah,
not your real father. You need to
yeah,
listen to
yeah.
me.
hmm So it's just like, you got to get up out of there, man. The disrespect at an early phase is just she's showing you what it is right now. Like I said, you gonna have to submit pretty much if you want to get with her. So yeah, nah, get up out of there. But what did you feel about that second question? Is it fair for me to ask her to get an AB, or do you
Yeah,
continue to have kids?
no, no, I don't think it's fair for him to ask her to get an AB just off the strength of, like you said, like you mentioned, they both wanted this, and you know, I can relate not to this situation, but like wanting something so badly, you're willing to, because I think IVS or IVF is pretty expensive. So
Yeah, this is
like
expensive.
I don't know how expensive that is, but I'm gonna assume it's expensive too, because it's a process that's in the medical field, so that's always expensive. So they tried that 3 times, and so it's like clearly, you know, they want it. They both wanted it, and I can't tell, like based on her decision making, um, she wants it really bad. So she was willing to go against her husband. She was going willing to go against the person that she made a commitment with God with, and yeah, you can't ask her to get that. Um, but I like what you mentioned, because if you feel that strongly that you want to that you would want her to do that, like it's not gonna work, in the long run, unless one of y'all change significantly. And I can tell you, it's not gonna be her. Now,
Yeah,
yeah. So it's just like you might have to walk, and even if that question, is lingering in your head, and then he says, and continue to try to have kids with me. Oh, if she gets that, then hey, we can continue to try to do this. But nah, I really like what you said, because he didn't mention that, like having like a brother or a family member, like a second cousin, or I mean a first cousin, or even a second cousin, like somebody within his lineage or bloodline to act as like I guess a surrogate. That's what you would call it, or to act as a sperm donor. Because then,
yeah, sperm donor.
yeah, because then at least then you could feel like some sort of bond, to your brother.
Yeah, and
Sure.
and you would have felt more of the process because, like in this one, yeah, it's just man, he's gonna have too much resentment. Then if she say like she did, like oh, okay, let me go ahead and get that, she's gonna have some resentment probably for going forward with the AB. So it's just like man, it's like you said, it's like it's not gonna end good. Somebody's gonna be
Yeah.
like lingering stuff, and I just would have never asked nobody to do that. So it's just yeah, at this point you got to just move on because eventually she might want another kid that route, with a donor and stuff. Because most people want,
More than one kid.
yeah. So it's just like, yeah, you guys are just setting yourself up for like bigger blowouts down the future. So it's just like at this
Yeah.
point, man, you just gotta cut ties because you and like man, like you said, man, it's just like it's not your fault. She moved forward, in this case, but yeah, don't put yourself in no bad situation, moving forward, and then you're like disengaged from the kid because of what happened and
Yeah.
stuff. So nah, I definitely think you need to move on.
Hmm.
But nah, this is definitely interesting. I saw this one. I was like, yeah, I gotta kick this over to Manic so he get his
Yeah.
read on over here. So any other things before we close this out?
Yeah, I will say, like, I definitely looked at the length of the marriage, 8 years. So, depending on
Mm.
what state he's in, he hasn't hit that 10-year mark, so he might be able to cut it off clean, and you know find something that's like better, suited. But in some states, if you hit that 10-year mark, then there goes that like alimony and
Yeah, you said my
some
man better
other,
get out of there quick.
yeah, some
But
pension.
yeah, in this case, I think they might classify it. But this is definitely a weird one. So I wonder how they would like look at it because she definitely moved forward and it ain't his. So
Yeah,
he
no, no. I mean, it is what it is. He's got a kid that's not his. You can make a
yeah.
strong case.
Hell yeah, I definitely would push that if she tried to go crazy in there. Like, hey. But
Yeah.
all right, we'll go ahead and close this out. Y'all keep staying tuned. We keep doing these responses. But all right, peace.